Hey everybody, it's Seth. I'm back again. I wanted to go over my dividend journey. The last video I made on that did pretty well, and I kind of wanted to go a little bit more in depth and what some of the light bulb moments were for me. I kind of went over my past in the beginning, and just a quick recap of that for those of you who are new watching this. I did always have an interest in the stock market. My grandfather, he invests in the stock market, and when I was really young, he bought me a stock. It was like a soil company that sold soil, something like that. No idea what happened to it, no idea where it is. I should probably follow up on that now that I'm thinking about it. But I always had an interest in the stock market. When I was 12 years old, I remember going to Barnes and Nobles and grabbing a book about the stock market. I had no idea what any of it meant, but I read a little bit of it. I thought that you had to be super smart and like figure out patterns within stocks, and figure out like, oh, when to buy low, when to sell high. Yeah, that's what I always thought growing up my whole life. And it wasn't until I got into a lot of credit card debt, and that changed my life. And I got into about $20,000 of credit card debt by the age of 20. And I found Dave Ramsey, figured out what index funds were through him, mutual funds, and then I would YouTube mutual funds, and then I eventually came across dividend videos and the recommended YouTube videos, and then from there, the rest is history, and I fell in love with dividend investing, right? And that is kind of a quick recap of how I got to where I am today. You can see this pattern here. When I was 23, I started investing. Or 22, 23. So you can see I worked really hard, got all the way up here, but I didn't fully understand what I was doing. So you can see I sold out of all my positions because I didn't break my bad habits yet, And so I was being a little stupid, a little dumb, not gonna lie, I was being pretty dumb, and sold out of a lot of my positions. As you can see here. So that was a life lesson right there. And so now in the past 4 months, I've been able to build this portfolio up to $16,338.28. That's where we are right now. So I wanted to go over some light bulb moments, right? Once I found dividend investing, I got a lot of help from YouTube. And the YouTubers that helped me the most, Joseph Carlson, Jake from Dividend Growth Investing, Gen X Dividend Investor, and PPC Ian. Now, a huge light bulb moment for me was when I started to understand yield on cost and really the power of investing in dividend stocks and having these dividend stocks grow their dividends consistently over time at a high rate, anywhere from 5 to 11%, 12%, right? And when I understood that Warren Buffett's yield on cost for Coca-Cola is 50%, I was mind blown, right? Because his cost basis is about $3.50, right? When he purchased Coca-Cola back in the 80s or whatever it was. And now he's making $1.70 in dividends. So that's a 50% cost basis, or 50% yield on cost, which was just mind blowing to me. And I didn't know this when I was investing in the beginning, right? I didn't understand that. I really didn't understand it, and I didn't break my old habits. So I went to Disneyland here. I got a girlfriend here. All right, I don't recommend getting a girlfriend. Just kidding. Kelly, I love you. And then over here, I had to get a new catalytic converter in my car. Boom. And now I'm all the way back down to practically zero. And I was in a rut for this whole time period down here. I just was not motivated at all. You can see from April to August, the motivation was gone, right? Because I was I spent all my money, which was terrible. I really didn't want to do that. Okay, so that was the first light bulb moment when I figured out what yield on cost was. And getting out of debt, and with Dave Ramsey's program, that was a huge help for me too. I know that a lot of you might think Dave Ramsey's a boomer, which, I do agree. I think some of his ways are definitely outdated, but he helps like the emotional investor like me, right? I have problems when it comes to having credit cards. If I have a credit card, I'm just not going to pay it off because that's just who I am. I procrastinate. So I stay away from credit cards, you know. And once I kind of understood these two things, staying out of debt and really the power of dividend investing, when I really understood it, that's when I went all in. And that was only 4 months ago. So you can see here in my portfolio, I do not have a lot of risk in these companies. I try to keep everything at 4%, right? I don't want too much in one holding. And I want to be well diversified, and that can be, that can be attributed to PPC Ian, great YouTuber there, who has kind of helped me. And it's funny, I think it's so funny when YouTubers say, this is not financial advice, don't take my advice, right? I don't want to be liable for if you lose all your money. I just think it's funny because, like, when you look at like Andre Jick and these people who used to do dividend investing and then they switched over to cryptocurrency, I just think it's so messed up, right? They were sponsored by FTX and all that stuff, and they kind of went for the get rich quick, and they kind of used their audience to help get them rich, right? They use their audience because FTX would sponsor Andre Jick and give him a lot of money, right, to promote FTX and crypto, all that stuff, So I stay away from all of that. I always have. And when Andre Jick and the company of him started to promote crypto, that's when I stopped watching them, because I was like, it just didn't sit right with me in the beginning, and I've never bought into crypto. I think it's get rich quick, definitely, and this is not. This is get rich slow and over time. But guys, it builds character, it builds discipline, and I think that dividend investing is the absolute best. It keeps me motivated to invest, right? Because I'm not focused on necessarily my principal, right? I'm not necessarily focused on how much my portfolio is worth. I'm focused on my annual dividend income, right? And these companies who have maintained their dividends for hundreds of years, literally hundreds of years, these companies that I have, my annual income stays the same. So that is why I love dividend investing. And that was another big light bulb moment, right? Because that helps me when the market is down. I keep investing when the market goes down because now stocks are on sale. Right? I'm not worried about my, right, how much my portfolio is worth. I'm just worried about this annual income. I don't care anymore about my dividend yield, right? Visa is paying me 0.5, 0.6%, but the total return on Visa is incredible. And they grow their dividend at such a high rate. So my yield on cost in 25 years with Visa, I'm going to be making more on Visa in 20 years than I would be making on AT&T if I were to invest on AT&T now, right? Because AT&T doesn't grow their dividend as fast, even though they have a high dividend yield. So I plan on retiring or, having this portfolio for the rest of my life. I plan on retiring in maybe 20, 25 years. So income investing for me right now is not what I want to do. There are a lot of different dividend strategies, and I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think it depends on who you are and what motivates you. I think that's what it depends on. And how much risk you're willing to take, and at the end of the day, what motivates you to keep on investing. And this right here motivates me. It's not going to be the same for everyone, but I know a lot of you guys watching this are in my shoes. Some of you might even be my age. I just turned 25, and let's build these portfolios up together. That's what I'm doing. And I've made another mistake that I made, guys, is I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I did used to work for Apple, and I just the Apple store. I didn't work for Apple. I worked at the Apple store. I worked at the Genius Bar, and I repaired iPhones. I was a technical specialist, so I ran diagnostics on iPhones. Anyway, I had Apple stock through the employee purchase program, and I had $6,000 in Apple stock, and I sold out of all of it when I was 20. I sold out of it all, right? And then I bought a camera, I bought a drone, and I bought some food, and I paid rent. So guys, I've made some really bad mistakes. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over that a little more with you all so you guys can get to know me and follow my journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I have videos coming out every day, but that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.